The Rashtriya Swayamsevak Sangh and the Vishwa Hindu Parishad have always maintained that building a Ram temple in Ayodhya was a matter of faith and it was not up to the courts. 1989. A resolution was passed by the RSS and the VHP to remind the then Prime Minister Rajiv Gandhi of his comment that courts do not have the jurisdiction on Holy Quran. So it said that to leave the Ram Janmabhoomi dispute to the courts was discriminatory. 1989 was also the year when the BJP came out in the open with a resolution which basically said the same thing, that litigation is not the solution. A year later, in 1990, the VHP was prepared to begin the construction of the temple. It was postponed upon Prime Minister VP Singh's request, but not for very long. In September 1990, L.K. Advani launched his now infamous Rath Yatra and became a crusader for the issue. Many things happened since then to December 1992. Advani's Rath was stopped and he was arrested in Bihar. The BJP reacted and withdrew its support to VP Singh's government at the centre. The BJP brought up Ram Temple once again in its election manifesto. The Ayodhya movement gained momentum till it got shrill and spiraled out of control. But now, just ahead of the 2019 general election, the demand for the Ram temple is back in the game. So what's been the BJP's stand all these years? In its 1996 election manifesto, the BJP promised that if it comes to power, the temple will be constructed. It did come to power with Atal Bihari Vajpayee as Prime Minister, but only for 13 days. In the 1998 manifesto too, it insisted on the importance of constructing the temple. But once the coalition government was formed, it decided not to bring up controversial issues and stayed quiet for a while. In 2001, the VHP started talking about the temple, but it got no support from the government at the centre and in Uttar Pradesh. 2 years later, the BJP National Executive passed a resolution. Note that this was just before the country went into early elections in 2004. And it said that even though the temple is not on the NDA's agenda, it is important for the BJP. And as promised in its 2004 election manifesto, under other commitments, the BJP said that this was a matter of national integration. Of course, it lost the election and the UPA led by the Congress and Sonia Gandhi came to power, and the matter was buried for 5 years. But in 2009, once again when the elections approached, the BJP brought up this issue in its manifesto. And the message this time was very clear. It said that the BJP will explore all possibilities to facilitate the construction. In fact, even in 2014, when Narendra Modi was talking about Vikas or development, the temple featured in the cultural heritage section of the manifesto. In September 2018, just a few days before his retirement, Chief Justice of India Deepak Mishra said that in October the bench would start hearing appeals related to the case. But when CJI Ranjan Gogoi took over, he said that the matter can't be rushed and it was not a priority for the court. And now this has led to hardline Hindutva groups asking for a law that will allow them to construct a temple at the disputed site. But why is this demand in 2018 different from the past? Well, for one, this time the RSS and VHP are visibly mobilizing forces on the ground. They're pushing for a law that will allow construction. But perhaps most importantly, a few things have changed this time around, at least from the Sangh's point of view. For them, there's Narendra Modi as Prime Minister, Amit Shah as BJP President, and Yogi Adityanath as Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister. And this government has what Vajpayee's government didn't: the flexibility of a majority government and not so many coalition compulsions. Now, Modi, Shah, and Adityanath will have to balance their equation with the Sangh, along with the new BJP's reputation of being development first with the people. And this is all just before a big election. Still, the Sangh probably thinks it has a much better shot now than it did in the 1990s.